Hey, what's going on, everybody? We back for another episode of Put You On. We got the Reverend Ron Hunt
We in the
supporting,
building, baby. We in the building,
representing
man. How you
Shane
doing,
Taylor
brother?
Promotions. How you doing? How you doing?
Man,
He's
I'm
in the.
blessed and highly favored. How about yourself, brother? I appreciate you having me
Hey
on,
man,
man.
same here. Same. I appreciate you for being on. We was trying to put this on for a while. And
Yeah.
finally got you on, and even we gonna make it happen.
Listen. I just want to tell you, man. I appreciate you working. As you know, Shane Taylor Promotions. We are always busy. So currently, right now, as you guys are watching, so I'm actually in the middle of doing a promotion with a radio station. We're doing a couple things with a concert there. We're also doing a fundraising event with our radio station. So we staying busy. But I did promise my boy online, and I'm gonna tell y'all this for y'all to hold me accountable. I will be making another return to the show. We're going to give a full uninterrupted hour, full quality. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe right now. And y'all got the Rev's word on that. I'm going to tell y'all that right off the jump.
Definitely. So we're gonna do a little quick interview, watch his match, let him go back to securing that bag. Boom.
Man, you already know, baby. I like your language, man.
Yo, we gotta keep it moving. Real quick, let everybody know you part of the media as well, right? Outside of wrestling, what else do you do?
Yeah, so outside of wrestling, I help a lot of stuff with like radio and different things like that, which is why I wanted to, really try to merge both worlds in regards to that. So that's a lot of the big things that you deal with when it comes to promotional work and everything like that, is really getting the word out there, especially when you got a group such as Shane Taylor Promotions, myself, Shane Taylor, O'Shea Edwards, Con, and Moses, just to really get the word out there about what's going on, let you know what events are happening, and then keep the train moving from there, man. So that's the big thing that we're doing right now. And of course, the Rev Ron Hunt, you already know it's in the title right there. Your boy is actually a Reverend, so I'm out there just giving people words of positivity, man, giving people words that help me get through it. I'm a big man of faith, and I believe no matter what your attributes are, if you could just take it to that next level, have a little bit more further belief in yourself, most of all, if that's your thing, believe in a higher power. My higher power is in Jesus Christ, man. So, the thing is, man, as long as you can believe in yourself, man, don't worry about what the world got to say about you. Worry about what's on the inside of you. The greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world, and you can overachieve anything. And hopefully you see that through Shane Taylor Promotions. We're walking examples. No matter what comes your way, man, you can achieve anything. Just stay on the right track, keep your mind forth, and the impossible is actually possible when you think about it.
So how did you end up linking up with Shane Taylor Promotions?
Yeah, so that actually started back in, I want to say about 2018, 2019. Shane and I actually started talking. Through that, I was able to have a couple of tryouts in the years previous. I want to say 2017, 2018. And
Right.
really just picking the mind of those brothers that are sound-minded. Many people like your Caprice Colemans, your Kenny Kings, clearly your Shane Taylors. And the list goes on, just about hearing about their journey. And something about Shane just really connected between him and I. Caprice Coleman is another brother of mine. And Shane, kind of, planted some things in my ear and said, listen, this is how I'm feeling about right now. I feel like this is what I can bring to the table. But this is where I can be based on where I am now. At that present time, it was at the beginning of his ROH TV title run. So I said, my brother, listen, how can we put our minds together? We're both thinking the same. We're under the same purpose, the same mindset. What do you want to do? So he started throwing the ideas of Shane Taylor Promotions. I understood where his mindset was. I added my tidbit in there, and Shane said, "Are you ready to run with this thing, man? If you're ready, I want to have you on board." So the OG STP, it was just Shane and I. And I really saw a lot in Shane, and Shane saw a lot in himself. It wasn't anything that I have to hype him up about or about faith or anything like that. Shane saw the same thing. So it's amazing what you can do with like-minded brothers that think the same way, that are going through the same way, maybe had different walks of life, but can share the same stories and can share the same pains, and then bring it together for the greater good. And now when you look at it 5 men deep, that's what you're seeing as a totality. You're seeing 5 men, myself, O'Shea Edwards, Shane, Con, and Moses coming together, all 5 gentlemen, but in one collective mind. And when you look at that, man, it's what a lot of people don't understand. People always say that there's something different about STP. I would say one of the first things is we're not machine made. No company made us. We made ourselves. This is a in general FUBU mindset. It's for us by us. We created Shane Taylor Promotions ourselves, starting with Shane Taylor himself. That's why it is Shane Taylor Promotions. But he will tell you, it's not an organization, it's not a company, it's a team. And that team makes business moves. You have a leader, but we all have creative input. We all have an equal input and say into this, and we continue to move ever since then.
So moving forward, what do you see now that I don't want to ask too much about Ring of Honor. I want to say that for the long run because I know that's a long conversation. Moving forward, though, what do you see for Shane Taylor Promotions as more things start to open up in the wrestling realm?
Man, the sky isn't even a limit, man. The sky is just really just a stagnant, a handicap to the limit, So when we're talking about what we see for Shane Taylor Promotions, I'll tell you right off the jump, we're looking even broader than even the U.S. Some international tours as well. Some things in the U.K., some things in Japan if those things work out. And our thing is, as far as the business stretches us, and regardless of what we're doing, that's as far as we're going to go. And we know that we have a whole culture. We have a whole people even outside of the particular culture that are supporting us. So with all that support, we're going to keep the train going. And, right now we're in the middle of talking to a few places and a few people. And the thing is, if money talks and if the business is right, you can see Shane Taylor Promotions on the TV of yours very, very soon, both in the U.S. and internationally.
That's dope. You already know I'm
Yeah.
already waving a flag on sign STP, put my foot on Tony Khan's neck. Y'all make that happen. But wherever the bag is at,
you ain't the only one doing it. So if that's the case, a couple of people that we got lined up, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention FTR, a tremendous tag team by themselves, just making moves by themselves.
Right.
Also, at the same time, we're looking at clearly the Young Bucks. When you look at that direct connection right there, and that connection with the ROH six-man world championships, we're right now, we're one of the forerunners within those titles, man. When you look at the lineage, you look at the reign of that. So many options. We feel like right now what AEW is doing, clearly smart business moves are made. Can smarter business moves be made? Absolutely. And that smarter business move starts with shining STP to the lineup. So until that happens, can teams really say they the best, especially when you're dealing with stables and you're dealing with six-man tags? It's here to say. But at the same time, there's also some looks. A lot of people's been circulating about Impact Wrestling. Our thing is, once again, the sky is just a limitation to where we really think we need to be and where we think we can be. But we know that any moves that are made is going to be a move in the right direction for Shane Taylor Promotions for sure.
So how did you get into wrestling yourself? Because I know that you're currently holding 2 titles, correct?
Absolutely. So right now, I'm our current Fight Underground. I'm actually our inaugural Fight Underground heavyweight champion. That's here in the Pittsburgh area. And then also, I'm our current Eclipse heavyweight champion. I'm actually the first Black Eclipse heavyweight champion. That's right outside about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Pittsburgh. And then hopefully, if everything goes good, have a current title match coming up. That's in about the next couple of weeks or so. We're going to be making some moves there. So hopefully, y'all not call y'all boy Revy 2 belts. I'm trying to make it Revy 3 belts, baby. Y'all already know what it is. So we're going to keep making history in the long run. But the way that I got started with pro wrestling was, man, it was back in 2011 when I really made that definite decision to get connected with a wrestling academy. That was the Wild Samoan Pro Wrestling Training Center in Florida. Head trainer off of the Wild Samoan. And legit, the rest is history from there. And it really kind of lining up and going from there. So from there, man, we just keep it moving. And that's what we've been doing for about the last 10 and a half years.
That's dope. That's dope. On the other side, you say you also deal with media. What do you do in the media realm? Because I'm also from the media world. I used to work at Hot 97 for a couple of years. I worked at different radio stations. I've done a lot of content creations, and this is one of the reasons why I was, one of the ideas to put up the podcast. What was your passion to go into media?
Absolutely. So, first of all, I started within the radio industry, working as a radio DJ. I started about 3 different shows overall. Then transitioned a little bit into the TV realm as an entertainment host. So, you name it, when you look your boy up, you find interviews with Tyra Banks and NHL players and different things like that, and just keeping the list moving from there. But I think that really was able to transition within the pro wrestling realm as well, and just being able to see how everything has been able to come together from a media standpoint, from clearly getting the publicity out there about what all 4 great gentlemen, and then 5 if you include myself, have been doing with Shane Taylor Promotions and everything. And there's my wonderful man, Chris Taylor, right there, just came off the stage right there. So like I said, man, we're being busy. They just did a concert here to support, get the word out about what they're doing. And the thing is, you got to keep it moving. You got to keep it moving. Right. So if you're not moving forward, you're dying. If you're not taking a step forward and you're staying stagnant, stagnation is the first thing of dying. So our thing is, how can we keep it moving? How can we get the word out there? But not only get the word out there, show why the hype is actually real, and then how at the same time, we're showing them, like, listen, actions speak louder than words. So if you think that we're bold and you think that we're brash at what we're saying right now, imagine what happens when we get inside of that wrestling ring and really get things done.
real quick, I have to touch on this because a friend of the show, he was the very first person I had on here for Put You On, Jay Bougie, and his whole takeover crew. What's going on with that?
Man, listen, they've been talking a lot of hype. We've been hearing it, but yeah, as you know, man, real killers move in silence. So it's nothing that we ain't been at. At Shane Taylor Promotions, there's been a target on our back overall. But I want to tell them, if they ever listen to this, or if you're listening to this live right now, if y'all got it, y'all know how to contact our people. Shane Taylor Promotions LLC at gmail.com. And, once we line up these contracts, we can make it do. But I'm here to tell you, you better train real hard, or you better train that jaw, because we coming with a lot of hitters that's going to knock you out. And I'm going to tell you, what as much hype as this been going on right now, not many people have seen it outside of the Pittsburgh area and some of our other states. So if they keep talking hype and we sign something up, I'm going to take the suit off and I'm throwing the work boots on, and I'm going to get into that ring myself. And we're going to truly see if all of TakeOver can face up all of Shane Taylor Promotions. And let's see if the best stable wins. But don't worry, because we will. We will.
I love it. Speaking of, you say you walk around with a lot of heavy bodies. Outside of you and Khan, how do y'all hang with these other three in the gym? Like, I be watching these videos. I'm like,
man. Listen, man. You might have to overdose on pre-workout, to be honest, man. That's real talk. O'Shea Edwards, Shane Taylor himself, Moses himself, they go hard in it. Khan, listen, don't sleep on Khan neither. He might seem like he's a little thinner, a little bit more lean belt, but that brother goes in as well. So, really it's on my side, because a lot of people just see the managerial and the office side of things.
Right.
Your boy be getting it in there, man. I'm talking about 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be at the gym tomorrow, and the next day and the next day. So it's all about how bad you want it. And, one of the recent things that we just did, we just had a project in Hollywood, California. We worked out with CT Fletcher, all 5 of us, and he put us through the ringers. Nothing that any other elite athlete has not been through. So the fact that we was able to do that and we was able to hang in there, and CT said, listen, STP can hang with the Superman in Compton any day of the week. That's an honor, man. Because I used to listen to that dude when I was training for football through middle school and high school. And then just to be able to be there, you didn't need no headphones. He's really there in your face telling you it's still your set. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have nothing but to do but to back up all your hype, especially for his millions of subscribers. So the fact that we were able to do that, that shows the work right there. That shows the work right there. And if you don't believe it, like I said, bring us in and let us show you. And I promise you, no matter where it is, even on our worst day, we're going to take over the show. We're going to show you why STP is exactly who we say we are. And that's the baddest in all the world. That's it, baby. That's it, man.
So a little bit about your sport background. You say you did some football. What else? Is that the only sport that you played in?
Yeah, so baseball, basketball, and football. Football was actually the full sport that I played all the way through college. Actually, I went to Till College in Greenville, Pennsylvania. So football all the way through college and keeping it moving from there, man. See you, man. Good to see you, buddy.
Stay working. Before we break down this match between you and Lee Moriarty, we just had a legend that passed away this past yesterday. Do you have any thoughts on Razor Ramon and Scott Hall, what he means to the business?
Absolutely. He is one that's a trendsetter. He's the one that's a trailblazer. And any wrestler would be lying. Any wrestler that's in their common sense would be lying if they say that Scott Hall didn't transcend the pro wrestling business as a whole, along with his brother Kevin Nash and so many others that he came in with together. And that's something that no wrestler can take away. He helped pave the way for people like us to make a living in this industry. And so that's not to be remiss. That was a guy that you just felt the energy through him. He walked, he lived, he breathed it, and it showed even in the ring. So, once again, that was a tough one for me as well, and I know a tough one for many others that we've been really, coming behind each other and really supporting each other and seeing what we could do to continue to lift each other up, but at the same time, not let his legacy go in vain. Keep it alive by doing what we're doing and also building our own legacy. So that's what we're trying to do at the end of the day.
I definitely feel you. I'm going to save all the other questions I got for that hour-long interview that promised me in front of the whole wide world. Right now, we can go ahead and start getting into this match between you. How did this match happen set up for you and Lee Moriarty?
Yeah, so Lee is actually a great friend of mine, a great friend and a competitor as well. And it was one of those things to where, it was the inevitable. I came back to the Pittsburgh area as soon as Lee started training. And I was one of the I want to say in the first 10 to 25 matches that Lee had once he was cleared to go within pro wrestling. And so this match that we're actually about to watch is about the third match of us. And just to tell you how good Lee is, we've had about 3 or so matches. In each match, he has pushed me to my limit, but in a new way. Every time that you face Lee, he's not the same Lee Moriarty. So,
Yeah,
that
Lockhart said the same thing.
it honestly, it meant a lot for me more than it probably meant a lot for him, because if you're looking to test how good you are and how you've grown in this business, you want to get in the ring with a person like Lee Moriarty, if not Lee Moriarty himself. And
Right.
this was another phenomenal match that really took me to my limits, and I'm glad. I never want an easy match. I want them to test me, and Lee definitely tested me this match.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Wait a minute, LaRusso.
Yeah, so this one right here, if you're wondering, that something in the ring was Chris LaRusso. So it was actually a gauntlet match. This is actually the qualifying match for the Pit Fight Championship that I'll actually be going for in our main event in about 2 weeks on Friday, March 25th. So this is one of those matches where Lee actually just defeated Chris LaRusso. Chris LaRusso has a long lineage himself. He's a trainer. He's a great wrestler. He was one of the finalists within, I want to say, about the 2016-2017 ROH Top Prospect Tournament. The only match that he lost was against Josh the Goods Woods. So just to show you the caliber of athlete Lee was then, about a year and a half to 2 years ago. And so, right off the jump, people might not agree with it, but, when you're a wrestler, you got to take opportunities to take advantages when you can.
Exactly. That's you go with the hell that you're dealt with.
Hey, what's that old coach song? You got to learn when to hold them and learn when to fold them.
Facts. Win at any cost.
What we say in STP, by any means necessary.
By any means necessary. It's crazy because that's the same thing that Lockhart said. He's like, by any means, during his match, when he was by any means necessary.
Necessary, my guy.
If you could do any fantasy booking, who else would you add to STP?
We have had our conversations, and we believe in the mindset and the voice of Darius Lockhart. That's a good brother of ours. We've talked to him, and when we look at people that add to Shane Taylor Promotions, we don't say that you have to. You have to say yes. If people say yes or if people say no, we still respect them, and they're still our brothers. So he has been one that we've been having conversations with. Now, to see if he'll eventually sign with us, that is up to him. If he does, great. If he doesn't, we still respect him, and we still support him to the fullest because of what he represents for us and for people to look like us. From a female standpoint, I'd be remiss if I did not mention Trisha Dora. Trisha Dora is a tremendous athlete, not only as a female athlete, but an athlete in general, even when you compare her to anybody. She's been one that's been very versatile, has been very vocal, and has been very flexible in regards of adjusting. So the fact that we can do that, and if that's a possibility, we would more than likely welcome those two. And there's so many more that, we have our ear to, but it's all in moderation. It's all slow. You don't want to do anything too quick. So, but if the door is there and they want to walk through it, the door is open for them.
I see you got the nice sleeper hold on him.
Keep man, you got to put it on tight, man. That's what we try to tell a lot of people. And that big suplex there, a lot of people, complimenting on it, because as you can see, I'm not one of those ones that, keep the feet on the ground and get my toes underneath it. I'm the one that once I got you up, I'm going to give that extra thrust in there, because I'm going to give you that extra body weight that's going to be slamming you down and hopefully knock the wind out of you when you get slammed on that back.
Yo, it looks so uncomfortable whenever somebody gets hit with a suplex.
Hey, man, it ain't comfortable for me, but, sometimes you got to be a kamikaze with your body. But even just looking at that, man, typically I go for a belly to back right there, but the fact that Lee was able to kind of catch himself on his feet, was able to one-step him right there. But the fact that he was able to catch himself on the feet just tells you how quick Lee can adjust on the fly. And that's something that you prepare to do something, and when you can't do it, you got to reach into your bag of tricks and pull something out. What you see right there?
Almost had him. That ref was kind of slow on it, though.
Yeah, I say that was a 3. If he would have counted a little bit faster, but I ain't gonna blame referee Nick Brown. I say that was a 3, though.
He took too long to get down there.
I'm gonna tell him he has some arthritis in his hip. How about that?
Right.
Yeah, you know, little frustration sets in. You know, you feel like you did, you know, just enough to be able to finish a few other people, and when you don't, you know, it takes a toll on you mentally. But you know, you got to get your head back in the game and keep it moving.
Well, yeah, I turned around.
You definitely gotta stay focused. It
Yeah,
happens.
that's the name of the game right there, man. You got to stay focused. I was actually this is what I was going for. This is actually my finish of the Book of Revelations here, almost like a headlock driver, but Lee was able to reverse out of it. Once again, you know, just giving credit to him, man. He's an athletic specimen. So the fact that he was able to get it done, you know, and stay on top of me. And I'll tell you, I'm not one of the easiest to stay on top of. So the fact that he was able to do that, man, that's all credit to Lee, man. Lee is a dangerous wrestler. And I'm man. I'm very fortunate that you know, Lee's in a position that he's in to let all of national TV to see his ability, and they haven't even seen the full abilities of Lee.
Yeah, it's scary. Once they give him that chance.
Yeah.
Ooh, he going right back for that arm.
Yeah. Yeah, right with that hammerlock DDT right there. And Lee's one of those ones that, you know, he really puts it on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's the one that he smells blood. And if he sees you favoring a certain arm or something toward that extent, he'll capitalize on it. As you can see right there, as soon as he was able to see a little bit of weakness in that left arm, man, he targeted right into that left arm. And that goes beautifully with his training, man. He's trained by one of the best, the Stronghold Wrestling Academy. Right now, I'm currently one of the assistant trainers, but he was trained under Dean Radford and First Class Brandon Kay. And they're the same guys that train the main event, Duke Davis and Gannon Jones Jr. They're the same ones that train Lady, Brandon Kay is the same one that trained Lady Frost. So just to show you the accolade of trainers that these are, that have been behind Lee Moriarty, that he's been able to cling from. And then clearly traveling internationally and training under Japan and Mexico and everything like that, man. That's how you get the job done.
Who's some of the dream opponents for you?
What'd you say?
Who's some dream opponents for you?
You said dream opponent?
Yeah.
Woo. I would say probably the dream opponent. I got a lot. You know, I'd say when you look at the darkness of it, I would definitely have to put Aleister Black up in there. Just because, you know, what he's doing with the House of Black, but you also know the Reverend Hunt, man, he's all about shining that light, man. So I really do feel like that'll turn into not only a physical battle, but a spiritual warfare as well. And seeing how we can get the job done. So that'll be one of them, man. But I got a list of dream opponents, man. CM Punk, Aleister Black, you know, even, you know, trading over to Impact, Sami Callihan, and the list goes on, man.
See, that ref was slow again. I ain't like that. That was
we got to talk to that brother, man. I pull.
Why you sliding? Just count.
I pull one of my hardest things out right there, that Canadian Destroyer, man. But you know, like I said, Lee's a tough competitor, man. He does not give up. He's one of those guys where he's like, pretty much, you got to kill me if you think I'm gonna finish with this, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So one of our guys, I don't believe it's cheating if the ref don't see it, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't count.
I didn't tell them to get in the ring. If they decide to do that, that's because they're trying to be their brother's keeper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But,
trying to be a follower.
Yeah, man.
Follower of the word.
Ah, man, my boy AJ got kicked in the jaw.
Ref, mind your business. See?
Oh, now Nick.
Now he want to do his work.
Nah, he want to do his work. You know, personally, if you ask me, I think that he was a little bit paid off. You know, that's my personal opinion. But we'll see. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. I think he was a little bit paid off.
Gotta even it out.
Yeah. There you go. That Book of Revelations right there. That should be it.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so that match right there, man, is the reason why in about a couple of weeks or so, on Friday, March 25th, I'll be right back at that same company pit fight. We're doing a fundraising event, man. All good causes going to St. Jude's, and
nice.
You know, I'm gonna be in the main event, going for that heavyweight championship, that pit fight heavyweight championship. So hopefully we bring that home. That's gonna be 3 belts, man. I'm coming to collect, and I know I'm not the only one that's coming to collect. I know everyone with St. Taylor Promotions is coming to collect as well.
Definitely. I want to thank you for having you on, for coming on, put you on. I know you try to get your bag in the same motion. I just want to say I've been hating on Lovely because she got this baseball jersey from you guys that she be flaunting on Twitter. I just got to put that out there. That's my Haitian sister.
We got to talk to her about that.
That's my Haitian sister. But she be flaunting this jersey that nobody can find nowhere. But I'm just saying, let me know when it goes on sale. Like,
hey, I'll let you know, man. A lot of people were vocal about the zip-up jackets. You know, we finally been putting zip-out jackets on shops. So,
right.
You know, if a lot of people's buzzing about it, you know, you never know, man. You never
exactly.
know.
I'm gonna keep my eyes open. I'm about to rob her. I'm sorry. All right, thank you for joining me for Put You On. Next week, I don't know who we have on. I'm trying to still find somebody. Maybe Mr. Rev Run can help us find somebody for next week.
Yeah.
We'll find out. You never know. On that note, peace.